everyone. For my organizational leadership project, I decided to implement a leadership audit tool to improve the leadership skills among the nutrition specialists at Food and Nutrition Services with Hernando County School Board. Before I found a leadership audit tool that I wanted to use, my preceptor and I had a really long discussion on where she wanted to improve leadership. So the goal was to improve leadership among kitchen managers because overall the kitchen managers were not really motivating their staff, inspiring them, encouraging them. And they were just, spreading a lot of negativity, and this was resulting in a lot of employee turnover and low employee satisfaction. So her goal was to improve the kitchen managers so that, employees wouldn't keep quitting. So for me to find a leadership audit tool or create one, I knew that I needed to spend time with each role to really learn the ins and outs of the operation. So I spent dedicated time with the nutrition director, the assistant director, nutrition specialists, financial senior associate, human resource manager, some time with kitchen managers, and then the biggest chunk of my time was spent with the marketing director and team development manager. Of course, because she is the one who is supposed to develop the team, she's in charge of orientations and putting together different trainings throughout the year. I definitely learned a lot from her. Leadership is something that means a lot to her. She prioritized every single day, and she reads a ton of leadership books. So it was really awesome to be able to have those conversations about leadership with her. So initially I was going to create my own leadership audit tool, but through lots and lots of research, I found some peer-reviewed articles that spoke of existing questionnaires to measure leadership with validity and reliability. So one that I found that kept coming up was the multi-factor leadership questionnaire and the authentic leadership questionnaire. So I looked at some sample questions and the type of leadership monitored, and I determined it would be a great fit for the school board. And so I presented this questionnaire to my preceptor, and she did like the idea. I was super nervous because it cost $125 per manager, and there was 23 kitchen managers in total. So that adds up very quickly. So it was a little nerve-wracking proposing this idea to her. With the MLQ and ALQ, individuals basically rate themselves, and then subordinates will rate them. So they'll rate their supervisor. And then you can kind of compare the results. So it allowed us to see, how are they portraying themselves versus how they think they are showing up. So the MLQ Multi-Factor Leadership Questionnaire measures transformational leadership, transactional leadership, and passive/avoidant leadership. So of course that's the negative leadership. We don't want to be passive or avoidant. Transactional leadership has some decent qualities. Using rewards and punishment can be effective. It has an efficiency focus, but unfortunately transactional leadership can be non-flexible and opposed to change. But it also measured transformational leadership, and some qualities of this are good listening skills, adaptability, inspiration, accountability, and integrity, which were areas that I felt were very relevant within a kitchen. The Authentic Leadership Questionnaire measured self-awareness, transparency, ethics/morals, and balanced processing. So to what degree does the leader seek opinion from others before making major decisions? Here I've included some sample questions from the MLQ and some sample questions from the ALQ. So on the left here, one of the questions was, as a leader, I talk optimistically about the future, I spend time teaching and coaching, and I avoid making decisions. And then you just rate yourself or rate your superior for that. And then for the ALQ questions, there's questions like, as a leader, I say exactly what I mean, and I seek feedback to improve interactions with others. And again, you just rate yourself or your supervisor. After holding a long discussion with my preceptor and presenting her this idea of the MLQ ALQ, she did give me overall positive feedback. She was super interested in it, but at the same time, she expressed to me her concerns, and I'm glad that she did because I was able to discuss those concerns with her and make her feel more confident about it. And, we were able to come together and get to a different conclusion. So originally I wanted to use this questionnaire for kitchen managers, but we decided together that we should use it for the nutrition specialists because there was much less. So there's only 3 nutrition specialists versus over 20 kitchen managers. So this was less expensive, so it was less risk for my preceptor to invest in, and it kind of allowed her to see it without spending all that money too. In addition to that, the nutrition specialists have only been in their role for a year, so the organization shifted a little bit. They're new to leading the kitchen managers, so she felt like it was smart to improve the leadership among the nutrition specialists before the kitchen managers, since they are the supervisors of the kitchen managers. If they are leading the kitchen managers well, then ideally the kitchen managers can lead their teams well also. The platform I used for the MLQ and ALQ was MindGarden, and it generated probably 20-page results. So I took the time to analyze and condense the relevant information about each specialist, and then I created a document of feedback and included personalized implementation plans for each specialist. What I found was each specialist varied in their leadership style, or just didn't have a leadership style at all. So one of the specialists was a poor, non-performing leader. He actually failed to even rate himself. He did not participate. And his subordinates didn't rate him very well either. There was a satisfactory leader, and then there was a proficient leader who was highly admired, and she got amazing ratings. There was a common theme within the nutrition specialists, so with each of them, their kitchen managers rated the specialists of having a lack of vision and core values, no inclusivity, and a lack of coaching and mentoring. So here's an example of an implementation plan I put together. So one of the individuals that was a nutrition specialist got a lot of feedback that she was very negative. So one of her goals, I said, was to increase positivity, and then also there was complaints that she wasn't coaching any managers. So coaching and developing is also one of her goals. So to take action on that, I suggested using words of affirmation with managers when they do a good job. When correcting someone, attack the conversation with 2 positives and 1 negative to improve employee acceptance and respect. And to coach and develop managers, I suggested dividing out specific times throughout the month where the specialists can spend one-on-one time in kitchens with the managers. This will allow them to understand each manager and get to know that each of them has different needs, aspirations, and communication styles. The expected outcome of following this action plan would be improved relationship and communication between nutrition specialists and managers, therefore improving the flow of business and allowing managers to feel more comfortable going to the specialist as needed. Additionally, spending more time coaching managers will provide the managers tools they need to succeed while also improving the relationship between nutrition specialist and manager. The time frame that I gave for the nutrition specialist to improve was 6 months. So by end of year evaluations, hopefully they will have improved a bit. To monitor the progress, I suggested at 6 months we send out anonymous open-ended questions specifically on areas worked on. So this could be filled out by themselves, subordinates, peers, and supervisors, and they can see how they match up compared to their results prior. And then at 1 year, I suggested sending out the MLQ and ALQ questionnaire again, and then compare the results, and the team development manager will be in charge of evaluating those results. So to achieve the developmental plan, I suggested looking to the team development manager for assistance. She should be met with quarterly to discuss struggles and successes how and with proof on how they've been working on themselves. They should ask for feedback from others on their coaching and mentoring and positivity, and then also collaborate with other nutrition specialists. So, for example, if this person begins coaching and mentoring, but they're kind of unsure how exactly to go about it, they could ask how other specialists are helping managers when they visit the kitchen. After sharing the feedback with my preceptor, she decided they want to continue using the MLQ and ALQ and to use it to evaluate kitchen managers as well as herself and the assistant director so that they can improve leadership among pretty much everyone in the department because they all lead different groups of people pretty much. So overall, it was successful because they would like to continue using the tool that I found and put so much time into. So it was a great experience for me.